Gates Adams here on behalf of Apex Trader Funding, and I'm here today with Darsh. Darsh, how's it going, man?
All good. How are you guys? Thanks for the time.
I'm doing great. Well, thanks for spending a little bit of time with us today and sharing some of your story. Obviously, we have you on here because you are a paid funded trader with Apex Trader Funding. So first and foremost, congratulations on the payout. Now, is this the first one?
This is my first one, first big one, I'd say. Yeah,
First big one. Okay, I like the
first big
sound of
one.
that. That sounds awesome. Okay, so give us a little bit of background. How long have you actually been trading?
I've been trading options, stocks for a couple of years now.
Okay.
Well, almost a decade. Let's just call it a decade for
Hmm.
simplicity, right? Futures. I stumbled upon futures. I would say 6 months. It's been 6 months now,
Okay.
and it hasn't been easy, right? Probably for I'm not the first one to say that, right?
No.
Or not, I don't think I'm going to be the last one. But certainly it hasn't been easy. But 6 months, it's hard work is what I call.
Sure.
And the reward is what you see in terms of payout. Yeah.
Well, and so you have gotten to a point where you have, as you put it, the first big payout here. So I'm curious because you have some experience in trading. So you've worked with equities, you've worked with options, but you're still relatively speaking new with futures. How was that transition for you moving from one platform to another? Did you find that a lot of what you learned in equities and options translated, or did you really have to start over from scratch?
A lot did, if I use my strategy at first, and I'll take it as a different way, right? I'll take a step back. At first, when I looked at it, I was still learning. I was still understanding the moves. I was still trying to interested in knowing how the moves are happening, with ES or NQ and CL and GC, all different tickers in terms of market movers, right? Um, but first I was intrigued, and then I felt like it's not a whole lot different. When
Hmm.
you really understand it, when you look at it from market holistically, if you understand the events that are happening, if
Right.
you understand, just like you're following a company, you're not following the whole economy, you're not following the
Right.
whole market. And when Jerome Powell's coming in, or when the CPI numbers are coming in, the PPI numbers are coming in, or from a technical aspect, when you look at your support, your resistance, your moving averages, and all those, when you look at your trend, and it's the same. It's
Right.
not a whole lot different. And that's when I think it took me a couple of months to realize that it's the same.
Mhm.
It's not a whole lot different. Yeah.
Well, and I think that one of the things that we see frequently from traders who transition from one instrument to another really is that okay, there's going to be some tweaks, there's going to be some adjustments, but at the end of the day, if you're used to being in the charts, if you're used to having the discipline of a trader, if you're used to having a set of rules that you follow, all of these things, and then yes, some consistencies like support and resistance, supply and demand, price action, all of these things, there are definitely some consistencies that the differences a lot of times become less difficult to overcome. Would you say that that was consistent with your experience?
That is correct. That is correct. Once you know what it is, I think it's lesser of it's a smaller battle to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Once you understand that, and once you have that first step in,
Mm-hmm.
then it's easier for you. Yeah.
Gotcha. So for you, what do you think was the big key that brought you to the point where you are now? So you're 6 months into trading options. You've been operating as a funded trader. You've worked out some of the kinks. What brought you to the point where you are now with this first big payout that you're receiving?
Um, I wouldn't say I didn't get lucky, sure. But I would definitely say that having a good strategy works.
Hmm.
Um, don't be greedy. Definitely. I got greedy. I got busted a couple of times. Um, and as a runner, I'm a marathon runner. As a runner, I can say that consistency is the key.
Sure.
You can't hit a wall in day one. You definitely need to go small pieces, one step at a time. That's what it calls.
Well,
Um,
and so I think that brings up a great point. I think that a lot of people will try to develop discipline in their trading, but they don't necessarily live a disciplined life. Would you say that having that other facets of your life, if you're a runner, that is a disciplined practice? Do you think that that helped you in trading?
it did, and actually there was good and bad about that, and I'll give you the good and bad, right?
Sure.
It's so people understand. As a marathon runner, when I'm at the 24th mile, I want to zoom through the finish line.
Hmm.
I just want to go through the last 2 miles, be done. I'm tired. My body's broken at 4 hours running. I'm dead, right? Two accounts, two paid accounts for 50K, 150K and 170K.
Hmm.
Personal accounts. I was right at the amount. I've traded for 10 days, right ready for to withdraw. All I had to do is just like do one simple trade. But that running mentality wanted me to zoom through the finish line, busted, right? But the third account that I have, use the same mentality. Hey, you know what? You run at an average pace through the marathon. It's not the last 2 miles. It's the 24 miles that got you to tiring, not the last 2 miles.
Correct.
Get going consistently, $200, $300 a day, $400 a day, whatever you do on a consistent basis. Get through your finish line. Don't look at the end goal. You're not there to just cross a finish line. Your end goal is to be consistent, and that's what's going to pay. Your patience is going to work out at the end. That's what's going to matter. And so I had my first payout. I applied for two more accounts, and then I'm eligible for my fourth one, which I'll be ready in the next couple of days, right? So sure, I would have quit when two accounts got busted, or when two was like silly mistakes, stupid mistakes, right? That mindset didn't work. But there's good and bad, but you got to look at what's good and what's working, and that's how you press forward.
I think incredible and very, very valuable insight to anybody who's basically trading, whether, regardless of what they're trading. Um, and of course, you're not the first, you're not the last to say that, but I think it's just a great reinforcement because what we know isn't necessarily what we practice. And I mean, I'm as guilty of this as anybody. And
Mhm.
it's just great to hear that reinforcement of that slow and steady wins the race. Yes, I know it's almost cliche when it comes to the world of trading, but just another great example of how important and how valuable that is in the real world when it comes to getting paid out. Now, at this point, how's your experience been with Apex Trader Funding? I mean, what has your experience been like working with them?
It's been really good. It's really amazing. It's been really helpful. There's a lot. There's good support that's needed, right? There's the FAQ document. There's oftentimes I feel like I need to find something.
Sure.
The FAQ document has, or the web page has all the questions that you need. It helps out. Sometimes you might feel it's too confusing. Let me go. And then I go to the Discord channel and I post a question over there. There's people out there who you don't even know. Maybe the moderators, I don't even know who they are, right? But there's like within 30 seconds, you have your questions answered.
That's
And I
amazing.
think that's awesome. That's much better than anyone. Instead of being on a call and trying to be on hold for some bot answering on automated message, I think this is something that's really helpful and that's been really good. Like you know exactly what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
It's clearly defined everywhere, which is much more easier. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, looking forward, what's next for you as you continue to progress? Are you trying to build more accounts, or simply build up more buffer on the accounts that you have? What does that look like for you?
Um, you know, one thing I realized, obviously, after busting a few accounts, right, is and every time there's a trade, every time there's the sale, like 1 day pass with that Apex offer. By the way, that's awesome. Love it. Great.
Right.
Now that I'm so confident in what I'm doing and I know what I'm doing with four accounts, four personal accounts, three of them getting paid or fourth one getting ready to get paid, I feel like I can crack it in a day, right? Again,
Sure.
overconfidence, I wouldn't want to say it, right? You can get busted or you can get a new account.
Sure.
But I feel like that kind of helps me in getting another account. And if I get busted, I know I have a strategy. For whatever reason, I can get busted. It's not, this is market. You're not a superhuman, or else you could
Right.
be, someone else. But um, I have confidence in my system. I have confidence that whatever I'm doing or going to make it work with Apex is definitely going to work out. So maybe I'll add another account. If I get busted, I know I'll get another sale that is going to come out. Apex is going to help me. That's how I see it. Apex is going to help me
Right.
get another one in and then get, build the value of my account. So.
Love it. Love it. Now, if you find yourself talking to somebody who's just about to get started as a funded trader, what's the biggest piece of advice you have to give them?
So I have a friend who started with me and now he's not trading. And I think the first thing is like you want to get started with Apex. I think the range of accounts it offers, not all other companies offer that.
Right.
I do feel like it definitely is much more worth it because it lets you be that lets you build your own mentality, build your own strategy, whatever works for you. There's a couple of other trading platforms. There's multiple out there, right?
Sure.
Some have different rules. A lot of them have many different stop gates, or here's something you can do, here's what you cannot do, and what's not. I feel with Apex, you have the luxury, you have the leniency to build your own strategy. You can do your own thing. That's what I feel with Apex. So I definitely would. If I recommend someone, I recommend, hey, here's you want to try. This is your first try. Give it a try. Come up with your own strategy. And everyone has a different one, right?
Right.
Whatever works for you, right? I could recommend something for you, but that might not work for you. I have a different mindset than another person.
Exactly.
So whatever's your mindset, give that a try it out, and then see if it works or not. You don't have to there's ample amount of time. You don't have to be done in a day. You've
Exactly.
got 30 days until you have another month, but you have a lot of time to figure it out,
Right.
which is enough. So yeah,
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I sure appreciate you spending a little time with us today. I'm excited for you for this first big payout. I'm excited to see more consistent and active payouts. We love to see successful traders, which is why we do these videos, which is why we have so much fun with this process. So keep doing what you're doing. Let's connect here in a couple of months, get an update, see how everything's coming along for you. I'd love to see how everything's going then, if that sounds good.
absolutely. Yeah, love it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Darsh.
All
Well, I
right.
appreciate it, man,
Thanks,
and
Nick.
we will catch up with you soon.